Python program, sometimes we call it as vector. So it's nothing but variables, and technically we call it as what? Variables or vector. So example, vector. So for example, it could be called as a character vector. It could be called as what? Character vector. Because customer name is a character vector because it's a string. Is it? And date generally called as a date vector. That's a terminology. It's a terminology. Okay? Don't worry about the terminology. So usually people technically say that's a vector. It's a date vector, right? So if you see, what's a vector? Vector is nothing but it consists of multiple elements of same characteristics. For example, shipment, ship date. Ship date, if you see, it contains multiple elements, but it all actually represents the dates only, right? Is it true? And if you see customer ID, it's actually kind of character vector only. It all represents the customer ID. Is it true? Similarly, if you see region, and it actually contains multiple elements, it all represents the same characteristics, right? And is it so? If you see, profit is a number, right? Is it so? And it's not a character. Is it a character vector? No. It's not a character vector. Generally, it's a decimal number, right? Is it a decimal number? Yes. Right. We just usually call it a numeric vector. We usually call it as what? Numeric vector. Numeric vectors are nothing but a vector which is nothing but contains decimals. From an R terminology, we call it as numeric vector. Python terminology, we call it as what? Data type, type, variable type, float. Python we call it as what? Float. So Python called it as float. R called it as what? Numeric vector. So Python called character vector as an object. Character vector as what? Object. OBJECT, object. And double called it as what? String. Please note down, okay? And R called it as character. R called it as what? Character. So that's a terminology, okay? But you need to understand string is same as what? Character is same as what? Object. So only the terminology varies across platforms. That's it. Is it true? It's a terminology because these platforms are different ways. For example, you see, R as a software, it's a statistical software. Python as a software is a generic language. Is it true?